Happy Saturday. Just giving a couple minutes here. See if anybody gets in. Hey brother, how you doing? Might be a little car noise, I apologize, but I wanted to check out these new signs they put up here. Well, not new, but... Joe, how you doing? Getting your rest in? Yeah, I need rest. So, where I'm at today is, I'm actually at a lookout point right here, right going into town, a little town called Jackson, California. And there's many little different things here. But like I said, I wanted to come check out these little sign things. They put them in last year, and I just haven't been up to see the signs that they put in yet. Kind of explaining some things, I think, for the lookout, best I can tell. I tried not to really glance ahead of time, because I wanted it to be kind of a surprise for myself, just as much as you guys when I'm showing them. But it's a good little view from up here. Desi, here you go. There's a view for you, although it's not crystal clear today. Oh, Woody. So they put these things in here. They've been improving this little lookout thing for some time now. Put this little sign here. See if that'll work. That is it. With the silver one, yes. So this looks like they did kind of a little map here of the town. Well, it's not just the town. It's kind of the surrounding area. I'm kind of holding the gimbal. So it kind of shows. Whoops. Hold on. Apologize. That's my fault. Let me do this. Sorry, I was fighting the gimbal. But anyhow, so it's kind of saying, you know, you're here. There's a Kennedy mine, which is, you may not be able to see it, but I don't know if you can see that right there. That's Kennedy mine over there. And we're actually right adjacent to the Argonaut mine, which is just right over here. It just kind of shows some of the different things around. Yep, my finger. Also a little dedication to the first mayor of Jackson. So the sun's going to fight me, so I'm just going to read it. So I don't think I can get close enough to zoom in there. It says, V.S. Garbarini, mechanical engineer, 1859 to 1931. Prominent in the mining world through his work at the Zele, Kennedy, Argonaut, and other motherlode mines from 1881 to 1929. His public spirit mechanical skills led to many improvements in Jackson streets and bridges. Placed in memory of our first mayor, who passed away in 2017. No, that'd be pretty old. So they dedicated this in 2017. So it's gonna go crazy for 1 second. Let me put the gimbal back on. Or actually, maybe I won't, just for this. And I apologize about any of the road noise. Just showing stuff about the mines. Kennedy mine, which I mentioned before, is right here. So you can see that right there. So if you're on a bigger screen, you'll see it. Hey, Adson. And this property is saying just used to belong to that mine, named for Andrew Kennedy, who reportedly discovered the quartz in the late 1850s. It was closed in 1942 by government decree. That's because of World War II. They basically shut down all the mines for the war efforts. At the time, extracted $28.6 million in gold before closing. And just kind of just show some of the different things. I'll have to come back when the lighting's better at some point. And the Argonaut mine, which is here, and at a vertical depth of 5,570 feet. And those of you in metric, it's 1,697 meters via a 63-degree shaft, and produced $25 million in gold. This is also the site of the Argonaut mine's famous or infamous for one of the, actually I think it still might be the largest loss of life in the United States for a mine. It says right here, in August 27th, 1922, 47 miners were trapped in a fire 4,650 feet, or 1,417 meters below ground. None survived, and all perished within a few hours of the fire breaking out. It's a really tragic event. Just talking about the dedication of this vista point, and I'm in the sun where I'm at, so I can't even see the screen. So if you have any questions for me, hang on 1 second. There is gold in them there hills. I did see that. We are known for gold. We are smack dab in the middle of the lode. This is just kind of talking about some different things here. This is actually a place I want to go stream here too. I need to go investigate this service. But Chauncey Indian Grinding Rock State Park, says here, was a gathering spot for the Miwok Indians that dates back thousands of years. There are 1,085 mortar cups on this 173-foot long grinding rock. So those that might have been around last week, and I posted some pictures in Discord in the scrapbook channel, the property I was at, our family property, there's actually a couple of these grinding rock, or I guess they're calling them mortars, the actual, which makes sense, like a mortar pestle. There's 2 of them in the rock that's on our property. Couldn't tell you, Adson. So, but I should have phenomenal service. I mean, the tower's right there. I can't see it, but there's a tower right behind that tree. So this is just some other stuff talking about Kennedy. This is another spot I want to go one day, is Kennedy Wheels Park. But they've got the old wheels used in the mining. They're still there. And I don't want to go too much into that, but that's definitely something I'm going to be looking at all these days. Diameter of 58 foot for these wheels used in the mines. Basically used to dump tailings. The area is, there's a lot of Serbs here, big Serbian presidents. There has been for a long time. St. Sava, Serbian Orthodox Church, is actually kind of a well-known Serbian Orthodox Church in the United States. And it says right here, it says December 5th, 1894, that became the first consecrated Serbian Orthodox Church in the United States and in the Western Hemisphere. But it's really a cool place. But it's just talking about all the frescoes and stuff that are inside the building. I was just talking about different murals that are here at in the Civic Center. There's a lot of murals around town, all talking about different historical things. I'd mentioned a couple weeks ago when I was in Sutter Creek about how the fires, because the buildings were so close together, fires would just destroy cities. And there was one here in 1862, one commemorating the mining disaster of 1922 I talked about a moment ago. The Orthodox Church just talked about hard rock mining, founding of the Native Daughters. And I actually talked about that, I believe, Native Daughters of the Golden West and Native Sons of the Golden West a few weeks ago. Just commemorating stuff for the World War II, the war effort from the area. And Jackson was very notorious for some of the gambling and the vice back in the day. So there was a lot of different things there, but kind of go back here to the scenes. And I'll put the gimbal back on in a minute. But this big tall here is called Butte Mountain. Just pops up out of nowhere. Of course, it's got a giant tower on top of it. Yeah, Rotary Club is very prevalent. A lot of the clubs are here around here. I mean, Rotary Club, Lions Club, a lot of different service clubs. This, kind of see it back there. It's called Blue Mountain. Right in the back here. But locally, the Rotary Club does a lot. Lions Club does a lot, as well as, like I say, the Native Sons, Golden West, and Daughters of Golden West. Elks clubs, and just tons of different clubs. Yeah, Lions Club is a huge out here. So there's a lot of people. They do a lot of different things. Lions Club actually does a lot of different fundraisers here, which puts on the town fireworks display for Independence Day. July 4th. Usually it's the day before, to the 3rd. Yeah, Native Sons of the Golden West and Native Daughters of the Golden West. Hello, Maya. Good to see you. But when the next spring, I'll go over here to the Kennedy Mine. We'll get closer to that. I was going to do it today, but there's a private event, so it's closed for private event, and it's not open all the time. But you can get closer to the head frame that's over there and see some of the remnants of the stamp mills and such. But what I am going to be doing today too is I'm going to be heading down into town itself, which is just down the road here, a mile. And just take a walk of town. Like I said, this is kind of it's a simple little thing they built. Little just kind of giving a rough view of town and the area around, showing some of the different mines and different historical sites that are around. Hey, Mikey. Yeah, very simplified. You couldn't navigate by that map, I'll tell you that. But I did look at it when I first walked over here to see if there was anything that caught my attention that I wasn't even thinking about on my radar ever. The only one would be this, which is there's some Black Chasm Cavern National. It says National Park, which that's false. It's a national monument. But there's No way I'm streaming from underground. Yeah, more of a schematic, a very simplified view, and it's not even laid out correctly, which kills me. So they've kind of just done a little mock-up thing, but it's all right. It gets the point across. So, but I'll be walking down the main street today. Try to walk up here towards the old cemetery, and then up towards Hoodie. Thank you very much for the gift sub to Pinecone, which means Pinecone must be in there. Hey, buddy. Well, I appreciate you stopping by. Whoops, sorry, my hand being in the way. We'll see. Then maybe walk around over to here to this and kind of call that. There's so much here that it'd be nice to show, because I mean, with the mining stuff, there's so much. Just with the one mine, that could be an all-day adventure. Maybe down the road. The nice thing is here, there's surrounded by tons of towers. There's lots of good service. So I'm still sitting at the one thing you may have noticed in the stream title, and hopefully it took because I did it right, but it's sitting at 99 followers, so I'm just going to try. Hopefully maybe today we can get to 100. So bear with this just for a second while I put the gimbal back on, because it's probably going to go a little crazy. Just 1 second. Okay, sorry about making you dizzy there for a second. Just another little view here. Offer people cake. How about lemon bars instead? Like I said, there's the Kennedy Mine head frame right there. You know what the funny thing is? I'm just so used to your mistyping and misspelling, I don't even see it anymore. Just read right through it. Just seeing what this is. So this is just a dedication from the community to Anthony Caminetti. It says a native of Jackson, Amador County, born July 30th, 1854, deceased November 17th, 1923, was a district attorney, state senator, and United States congressman. Just a whole bunch of other things. United States Commissioner General of Immigration, first native Californian to be elected to Congress, author of bills, So pretty cool. Like I said, that you see right there, you can see that. Charter member of the Native Sons of the Golden West, August 1938. So. Good catch, Pinecone. Yeah, just you're coming right up on it. Let's just kind of talk about some of the different towns around here. Just showing some of the. I mean, you'll see this theme, and this is the town I walked through a couple weeks ago, Sutter Creek. No, I think that was the deceased. Yeah, November 17th, 1923, the deceased date. But you can see all these little towns. You'll see a little similarity here to them where they show them. It's just little main streets, very, very narrow main streets. I don't know. That depends. But hello, Sue. How good to see you. You can always ask a question. Whether they'll answer or not, it's a different story. Max, good to see you. Motorcycles going by. Hey, Sue, send me a DM and with your question, and I'll definitely look at it. And if need be, whatever, I can always call you in Discord or something along those lines too, to help you with whatever your electrical question is. Definitely try to help you out. Don't know that I know the answer 100%, but probably the odds are better that I do than most people. Absolutely. So I'm just looking at some of these different signs, just to see what they say. Yeah, that's a good one. Don't put your fingers in the sockets. So it says Jackson in 1848 was a village of huts and tents called Bottaleas by the Mexicans from the bottles strewn about by those who tarried here. In 1849, it was named Jackson for Colonel Jackson, an early day resident. In 1853, Amador County was carved out of Calaveras County, and Jackson became its county seat. In 1886, the Order of Native Daughters of the Golden West was founded here, and to commemorate the semi-centennial year of the order, this monument is erected and dedicated May 16, 1936. By Ursula, Parlor Number 1, Native Daughters of the Golden West. So this, I'm not going to read all that. Just basically saying about the hill to my right behind me stands the remnants of the Argonaut mine, Gallus, the head frame. Basically talking about the 47 miners lost their lives back in 1922 that we discussed a moment ago. So I'm just kind of reading that to see what that says. Sorry, this gimbal, it's trying to tilt it down there. It's wanting to get kind of goofy. It's talking about University of California Foothill Field Station. It's the first outlying station for any University of California at all, period. Did not know that. So even I'm learning things. And this is just talking about the Argonaut and Kennedy mines when they were discovered, and they're registered historical landmarks. And just a memorial for the remembering those who served in various armed forces. Mikey B, thank you very much for the gift sub. Appreciate that. To Max. So I'm gonna try this. I did a test run of it, and hopefully it works. But I made a little thing with a little strap, so I can just put this on my console so I don't lose stream. I'm just gonna drive a mile down the road here. I will not be looking at chat, but I had a little thing with a little strap. So hopefully it works the way I tested it. Although I never tested it streaming, but let's see if this works. So bear with me a minute. It'll be, like I said, I won't be looking at chat. You'll be looking at half dash, half outside. I apologize for that, but it's just a way to keep me from losing, dropping stream. So 1 second here. Let me try to get this hook back up. Okay, let me put the strap. Okay, so I think that's gonna work. Seatbelt. So I purposely positioned the camera where I cannot see the screen. Hopefully this strap works the way it was intended. And test it. So just keep in mind, like I said, I cannot see the screen. Oops. Obviously that did not work out as intended. Hold on, let's see what happens. Hold on. Oh, the sound might have cut over to Bluetooth. So just bear with me a few minutes. Like I said, I think it cut over to Bluetooth. I've got to disable that. All right, so I know that was, you probably had a little issue there. Just refresh. Just refresh. Yeah, I forgot to turn the do not disturb on because I didn't want to get any phone calls and then losing the stream. Whew. Number 100. Awesome. Oh, is that you? I'm you too? Welcome in, by the way. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Made my day. I've been sitting there for so many days. It's like, all right, finally broke it. So let me so I wonder if there was with that ambulance one, I wonder if there was a vehicle accident possibly. Let me just set this down for a second. And just put my backpack on. Adson, thank you very much for the gift sub. So I am in a little town called Jackson, California. That's where I'm at today. So Northern California. We're located, I'm about an hour and a half from Lake Tahoe.
Wait.
Bay Area, yeah, Oakland. Our general office for my company I work for is in Oakland. So that large building there, we were talked a couple weeks ago for those of you that were in the streams, but it says 1931. So a lot of the buildings here have the years they were built on them. So I'm just waiting for the crosswalk here. So I do not want to get run over crossing the highway. A little mural. Many murals around here. All right. Now we gotta walk. So, like I said, this is Jackson. There's no worries. So this little sledgehammer you can see embedded in there, but it says Labor Day celebration on this site in 1908. A double jack drilling contest took place. A 31.5-inch hole was drilled in this granite in 15 minutes. The contest was won by Matt Thomas and Pete Vasilovich. Just talking about memory of a fireman who lost his life while on duty. And we are in front of a fire station. So in these old towns, small towns, which are like many in the U.S. and possibly like that in other places in the world, the smaller ones, but you do a lot of different things. Like Veterans Day is November 11th for the U.S. Created for the armistice of World War I, 11th hour, 11th day of the 11th month, if I recall. And hence we have Veterans Day, celebrating all those. Another ambulance. Those that have served. Uma. Yeah, I know they do. I know some places it's some places do, some places don't. I know here, we have there's a parade that'd be down this street here. There'll be a parade. There's a lot of little parades and stuff we have for different things. How you doing?
How you doing? Great. How about yourself?
I'm excellent, thank you. So, bike shop, shoe store. So this main street is not as visually appealing, in my opinion, as Sutter Creek, although it has some different things. So this store right there, Main Street Designs, is year-round, sells Christmas ornaments and decorations and such, which I happen to love. Christmas, my favorite holiday. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to cross for a second, take advantage of this higher curb because my shoe is coming untied. So bear with me 1 second here. Froze a bit. That's kind of puzzling to me. Hope we don't have any issues. Just saying that in 1848, Jackson officially became the county seat of the newly formed Amador County. In 1854, as it had previously been the county seat of Calaveras County. At the crossroads of scenic highways 49 and 88. Highway 49 is, they call it the Golden Chain Highway, but basically it links all the motherlode gold towns of California. I shouldn't say all of them. Most of them, from the southern end to the northern end. And some of you may have heard the term 49ers before. It has to do with the gold rush in 1849. But of course the highway is named 49 because of that. I'm just basically saying gold country adventures begin in Jackson, the gateway to high Sierra camping, fishing, and snow sports. A gold country adventure is never complete without experiencing the miner's way of life on a tour of the legendary Kennedy Mine. So just a old time photograph from I can't read that. It's looks like 1948. Oh, there's 1949. So this was a photograph of town of 1914. But what it's saying is this is founded 1848, placard in 49. So I was trying to read all that and decipher what it said, but this was taken September 3rd, 1914. Yeah, so it's just basically saying 1848, founded in 1848. And then I'm not sure, it looked like it says placard in 49, but I'm not, plant something, I don't know, doesn't really matter. And this is the same, let me see, yep, the same exact view, 2023. But you see a lot of the old stuff. You can actually see up here Kennedy Mine, which we were looking at earlier. I would have been way up over here with that other view. But you can see the early stages of the power lines, telegraph lines, many different things that are going through town here. They did things a lot differently than what we do now. It's hard to see that, but just look at the sheer number of insulators on there. It'd be a nightmare to deal with that. But this is the kind of stuff I like. We talked about some of this a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I'll jump right on that. I don't know that I have anything to that. But there was, we talked about, some of the old signage and some of the stuff that was painted on the old buildings in Sutter Creek when we were there a couple weeks ago. Yeah, a cell tower back then would be very interesting, Huma. So you can see this is Butte Mountain, which we talked about. I actually have a friend that lives in a house right here. His name Dennis, but he's a ham radio operator, and I did a radio contest up there one time, and there was a big lightning storm, and that is the highest point around, and it was insane, all the lightning. So I need to stand where there's some shade behind me. That must be Leland in chat, because I see his call sign. Hey, Leland. Yeah, a little red one. I think I have one. A little laser, a red one somewhere. I actually use it for the cat. But it's kind of interesting to see the different buildings. Many of these burnt in the fire in the 20s. You've never used a laser on the cats and they run around and jump and try to grab it, Desi? It's exciting. It's a lot of fun. I'm sure Woody and Sue's be hanging out here. So in here they have a lot of I don't want to walk in there to be rude. But they've got an old candy counter. The bins where you get taffy and different things. But in the whole back of that, there's a area with trains, model trains. A bunch of different fudges. Yeah, that sounds good. Orange cream. Dark chocolate caramel sea salt. That one's for Woody. Mint chocolate swirl for Sue. Peanut butter chocolate. That's for pine cone. I don't see a lemon. Got maple for JF. Any of the Canadians? I definitely don't have lemon bars in there. This is a fun little restaurant here too. It's called Brick House Brews. Yeah, he might have grabbed them all already. It's very possible. I haven't actually walked down Main Street Jackson in quite a while, the whole thing. People getting ready, because by Thanksgiving weekend, these little areas like this will be slammed with people shopping and tourists coming up to see towns decorated and such. I'm just reading a little sign on the ground. But there's just like Sutter Creek, there's lots of antique stores here. Pawn shop. I've actually gone to that pawn shop quite a bit, where acquire a lot of silver out of there. A lot of people don't know coins. A lot of coins, old coins, are made of percentages of silver. But I always asked to go look through the foreign coins and look for silver coins in the foreign coins. There's always a bunch, always, and they basically give them away because I don't think they know what they're doing. Don't realize that they're silver. They'll understand that, hey, the U.S. coins minted before 1964, dimes, quarters, half dollars, had silver content up to 90%, depending on the coin. But a lot of these old ones, foreign coins, I don't think they just bother doing the research. But it's just like there's just more and more. There was like 2 or 3 jewelry stores there in a row, so I didn't want to just stop and film in front of the jewelry stores. I didn't want them to think that I was up to shenanigans or doing something I shouldn't be doing. But get a lot of coins, looking for, even in general, even every time I see a coin, I'm looking at it to see what it is. Nickels, even in the United States, 1942, 43, and 44 actually contained 40% silver in them. So this is a very famous. It's hard to tell here, but old original hotel, National Hotel, but one of its, in the 50s, this was a very, very big stopping off point in the 50s and 60s for John Wayne, the actor. So they actually have a John Wayne room and stuff in there and such. This is closed now, but this was a very nice high-end steakhouse. No sock stores, and I wouldn't go in anyway. Sorry, I back scrolled and read a little bit there because I don't get to see everything. That I don't want to be just walking, staring at the screen. Bite the dust. So you're basically saying that 1863 this was built, and after the fire of 1862, and it was a live theater. Had a boxing ring, athletic club. Some of the buildings here, actually, I think I saw another one down here. I should have stopped at that. Oh, yeah, there we go. So, site of the 1852 Louisiana House became the National Hotel when it was rebuilt after the 1862 fire. And this is talking about the family that did the big renovation 10, 11 years ago, 12 years ago. This is actually good for me because I don't ever get a chance to just walk and just stop and look at signs and such. And so it's kind of a good opportunity to learn a little bit about town. Some of you probably already know what that is already. It's basically saying the oldest Jackson building used as a courthouse after 1962, I keep saying that, 1862 fire is the long home of the Masonic Lodge. Amateur Lodge number 65. Masonic Hall established 1854. I'm reading off this sign here on the door. So this year, a lot of this area was flooded. Some of you that have known me for a little while remember putting things in Discord showing I think I showed all the flooding near my home. The creek that goes through my property was a river. And I mean, this was all this stuff down here was underwater. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one, Sue. I'll have to look that up later. No, we just had like massive amounts of rain. Well, let me rephrase that. Some of the flooding was due to the snows. We had one of the best snow years we've had here in forever and ever and ever. Just up the hill from me. It was even snow here where I'm at now. But the rain did melt some of that snow, but we had, in 1 month's time, we had like 17 inches of rain, 18 inches of rain. But it was a month's time, but in reality, that was literally just a couple weeks. But here's some creeks here. You have a creek there, but you have another creek behind. Meets together, and then they flow off down this way. And that creek right there is this one. It's a little, looks like some knuckleheads are throwing some trash in there. But it's actually undergrounded underneath this little park right here, Rotary Park. Oh, cool, Sue. I did not know that. So this bell says the Jackson Fire Bell. This trusty bell served Jackson faithfully for over 70 years. Located in the tower near the courthouse, warning of fire or other peril. Dedicated July 8th, 1989 by the Amador County Historical Society and the Excelsior Parlor number 31 of the Native Sons of the Golden West. And there's some people hanging out by the bus thing there in the park, so I'm not going to go read that. Read the little placard that's there because I don't want them to think that I'm filming them. I try to respect their privacy. Incidental is one thing, but they'd be pointed right behind it. It does blow around trash, but that trash wasn't disposed of properly in the first place. That's how it ended up there. So that's my logic. That's one of my peeves. So this is saying the Wells Fargo building. The first structure on this site was built in 1851. The bar portion erected in 1856 as a drugstore. Wells Fargo Express Agency moved to the store briefly in 1887. Two-story section built in 1858 used as a general store. Essentially one-story section built in 1898. And Wells Fargo Express located next door, 1884 to 1919. Then basically it's talking about who owned it afterwards and such, but another thing, Native Sons of the Golden West, dedicated by them. But this used to be a bar for a long time. It says right here, city's oldest brick stores, main mercantile store for decades, 1856, circa 1870 to 1950. Dr. Sharp's Drug and Ginocchio's. Rally stage. Give you guys a chance to refresh. I shouldn't have walked inside the bakery. So you'll see yellow and green. So last week was homecoming. So Amador and High School, which is in Sutter Creek, and Argonaut High School, which is here in Jackson. Argonaut's colors are gold, or the yellow you see, and green. And Amador is blue and white. So in Sutter Creek, there's still blue and white flags as well. That was from the game last week. It's homecoming week for that football game, American football, and they have other sports for the period of 1 week for homecoming. So if you can see this, basically saying, here stood in early days the hangman's tree, this marker placed by native daughters, the golden. Ton of stuff down. Just different little things that catch the wind. I could stare at those things like that forever to get lost in them. Yeah, I like those a lot. Oh my gosh, Woody. I see something here just for you. This is a Welsh proverb: "A seed hidden in the heart of an apple is an orchard invisible." Hey buddy, how you doing? Looks like you're not working today, which is good. That's what it says. It says a Welsh proverb: "A seed hidden in the heart of an apple is an orchard invisible." You're from Wales, don't you know that? You should know every Welsh proverb. Yeah, Sue, so the homecoming. We lost signal. Refresh. Okay. All right, so I was actually going to try for a second there to go to the prism thing, but I don't have it all set up, so we'll just do that. But what I did, let me spin this around, because I was way down there, so I walked up here, but it got really screwy once I walked in that bakery. When I walked in that bakery, that's when I saw you guys making the comment. So I don't know if you guys saw the comment and the little sign I pointed out that indicated the site of the original hangman's tree for the town. It's just a bread bakery, though. They don't have any confections or anything sweet of that sort. But I had not been in that bakery before, but had it been like a bakery with dessert type stuff, I would have probably heard about it previously. Bread is good. Homa's been making a lot of bread with a little one lately, which I still need to find a recipe for Homa. I know where it's at. I just got to dig it out because it's actually linked to a YouTube video. Oh, what I would give for a lemon bar. So this, I'll have to see if this is something that would allow me to ever stream in. This is, you'll see a sign here in a second. Okay, so I did a foul. I did not turn off the turn on the do not disturb, and so I actually had a call that just disconnected stream. So I screwed that up. But this is where I'd like to stream someday. Yeah, I had a call. I forgot to turn on do not disturb, so it disconnected me second the call got. So this here, old hydro monitor. We saw one a few weeks ago, I think, when we were down by the Knights foundry. But that's what they used to use, the water, and shoot the hills and wash all the material down, run it through massive sluice boxes for gold mining. Yeah. And so you can see over here, it's probably hard to tell. Maybe I can get around from the gate's closed. But that's an old stamp mill. So these things here, up and down, up and down, up and down like pistons, and smash the hell out of rocks. Yeah, these end up became outlawed because it basically stripped everything. I mean, imagine taking your hose and shooting it in one spot with a reduced down to a high pressure nozzle. You erode everything, and that's what happened. Just really made a mess of things. Maheki, thank you very much for the sub. Mockage, and appreciate that very much. And like I said, there's a stamp mill over there they used to crush. There's a smaller one, but they used to use that tied to belts and such. That looks like it's probably a more modern, when I say modern, 1900s rather than 1800s, run off a belt, with a pulley system. And those just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and just smash the hell out of the quartz to get the gold out of it. I'm not sure what the bell is. My daughter was here on a field trip like a year ago. She said it was phenomenal. And I haven't been in here in probably 20 plus years, so it's time to go in there. All right, Woody, enjoy your dinner. And there's an old wheel, like a Peloton wheel, water wheel. And we kind of talked about those before, about the Peloton wheel and the predecessor to that, but the wheel that's still used today in hydro everywhere. Hydro generation. Just some random equipment here, but massive gear. Oh, the bell, I don't know. Sorry, I can't. Sorry, I missed that in the chat. I can't get to the bell because it's all behind gates. Well, maybe not. Hold on. See if this thing's open, I'll walk over there. I know the museum itself is closed. Let me see if that lady locked this up or not. Nope, she did not. It doesn't say to keep out. So I don't know. I mean, it is county property, but here's a better view of this side of the stamp mill. I'm not worried about dogs. I love dogs. Yeah, Pokemon Go. I don't think that'd go. But like I say, down there, your material would be down below, and these things are just up and down, just smash the hell out of the material. Yeah, I don't know what the bell was from. That doesn't say. So it just might have been a random bell used at a mine, or it could have been used for shift times. Who knows exactly? But one of these days, I'll check permission ahead of time and ask them if they would be willing to let me film in there. And then I'll go inside the museum. But there's a lot of cool stuff in there. Like I said, my daughter was there on a field trip for school a year ago, and she said it was awesome. You know, I was thinking about that already, Woody, that I would probably walk it through first, just to make sure, let's see what the signal looked like and such, rather than just charging ahead and going in there. Desi, didn't you have like people shooting fireworks off at like 5 a.m. or something like a couple weeks ago? So I always love these trees. You kind of see so these are Chinese pistache trees. But they get very, very beautiful. And like I said, the berries get these green and red color, this kind of an aqua blue. Real pretty berries on those trees. Of course, now that we've had some weather below freezing, in some areas frosting, it's become very, all the leaves are definitely starting to change at the lower elevations now. Semi-fragrant. Yes, a rose. So what we're looking at here, this is I'll kind of read it, but it says Historic Jackson would like to recognize the Chinese community as one of the many hardworking groups to settle here in the 1800s. Relocating from southeast China near Canton, most served the town with hard labor as miners, ditch diggers, cooks, or by building the roads. Residing on the north end of Main Street, they built what locals known as Chinatown, which extends from what is now the firehouse to the Busi parking lot. The ground on which this memorial stands was once one of the 3 sacred burial sites for the local Chinese. This sacred place was intended to serve as a temporary resting place until September 1932, when most removes were removed and sent back home to China for proper burial. The property has been used over the years for an array of purposes, yet its history remains intact. May this memorial serve forever as a public reminder of the Chinese who lived and died here in Jackson, California. And that was dedicated by the Argonaut High School student government, class of 2010-2011. And this is just one of the local cemeteries. So it says, here rest many of the men and women of the historic era who saw the beauty and value of this land, choosing to remain and build the county we cherish today. You are welcome to visit this burial ground to express reverence for the departed, or for historical study, genealogical research, or a peaceful walk. Please help us preserve these graves, landscaping, and markers for future generation. And just talking about the codes for vandalizing a cemetery. I actually love looking at gravestones myself. There's I'd go in there, I just don't know if I can get out. Just reading dates, just little different things. Like this one to my left. This is 1907, 1858. Almost my birthday, but June 5th, 1895 to June 17th, 1968. But I love seeing the dates and just some of the different things. Always fascinated me. What always gets me though is when you see children. That one always breaks my heart. Where they may have only lived for a few months or just a few years. So there's a sign. That's the same sign as we saw before. But earlier, I know, Mikey, you were doing some subs, and I appreciate gift subs and stuff, and I appreciate that very much. Anything you guys put towards the channel goes 100% back towards the channel with new equipment or different things to improve things for you guys. So that is very appreciated. 1863. Oh, yeah, those are the kind I don't like looking at. February 5th, 1863. February 5th is actually my daughter's birthday. To November 12th, 1863. And right below it, man, they had some bad luck. February 9th, 1867. February 9th is my sister's birthday. To April 10th, 1868. So one didn't even make it a year. One was just a little over a year. That's the stuff that I don't like seeing. Every day is. Some of these original old things are a little disrepair, but I know there's a lot of groups that have been working on restoration of and preserving many of these sites, headstones, and such. That? Yeah, it's just a big old, looks like, what do they call those, Italian cypress? I mean, you should see I know a few people saw it on the day I made affiliate, but there's a redwood tree at my house. I don't know if it's split into two or was two originally that grew together, but that thing is massive. I probably need to get a tape out and get the circumference of it because it is just huge. Yeah, you talk about the redwoods at my house, Woody? Massive old, yeah, they're really something else. Really big old live oak there. And those of you that were with me last week at the family property, that one's a pretty sizable one there. Big canopy. We talked about the acorns and the use of the acorns by the Native Americans, the indigenous people. We kind of talk also about the grinding stone on the property that also had, as I found out today, it looked like they're called mortars, the actual holes, which makes sense. You know, mortar pestle, but they grind other things up in those to make meal. Yeah, you can see, I mean, I've been walking a long time and cemetery keeps going. Yeah, those are 1860s birth date to 1895. Some of these are just really, really, really cool looking. Like this one here. Yeah, so California, we have the coastal redwood, obviously, is known for being some of the tallest trees. Might actually be the tallest tree on earth. I don't remember what it's somewhere up there, but they had some that cut years ago. I mean, I don't encourage anybody to do that nowadays, but where you could actually drive cars through, and they still have some today that you can walk through. The one nearest me at Calaveras Big Tree State Park, it's about an hour and a half from here. That one actually fell over in a storm a couple years ago when we had 140 mile an hour winds, sustained for quite a long time. No, but trees are just crazy. I need to take a photograph. I should have done it last week when I was out there at the property, but there is a tree there. My brother and I, we jokingly call it the Jesus tree, but it's an oak tree that we're saying is probably thousands of years old. You know, hence saying, you know, it was there at the time of Jesus. I don't know why we call it that, but I can take my arm span tip to tip against the tree, this oak tree, and nowhere near the edge of it, fully spread. Cemetery is still going. Ohio, good to see you, buddy. So those of you just joining, we've been doing a little foot tour of Jackson, California. We walked down Main Street, started off on a little scenic viewpoint, went down to walk the main street of town. I walked up a hill towards the county museum, and now near the cemetery, one of many cemeteries around here actually. Let's give it a little tour. But I'm up a little elevation from town. Mikey B, thank you so much. Too kind, sir, too kind. Like I said, it is appreciated. And so over here, I can walk to them right here. Cars are coming right off the state road here. So that's actually County Library building here. And then the footbridge getting down that way. But that's a big park, Dieter Park, and the pool. My daughter ended up having swim lessons there years ago. Well, actually not years ago. She's only 10, so it wasn't like that long ago. Feels like it. Then again, it feels like yesterday. But it actually has a creek going right underneath the, I don't know if you can see it there. The creek goes right here, because right underneath the library. And that does tie into those other creeks I was pointing out earlier. But the footbridge is kind of cool, especially when the water's running. I mean, we've had rain, but not enough rain to get anything moving yet this year. Everything's just been getting sucked into the ground so far. Yeah, we have a lot of footbridges in the town I live in, or I live on the edge of town. It's not like I live in the middle of town, but the edge of town there. But there's several footbridges that go over the creek. I was actually standing on one a few weeks ago, and then earlier in the year, January, and then also again in March or February, excuse me. Water was up to the top of the bridges, so they had them actually closed when we had all the flooding. California got just crushed in January, end of February, and into March. Just storm after storm after storm after storm, and just insane amounts of rain. Yeah, it really was. I mean, I know down south got some stuff. I know there's a lot of snow down by you, Huma. You know, not sure where exactly you are in the LA area, but you know, the hills down there had snow. So what we're at now, and those are you with me from the beginning, we talked about the Serbian St. Sava Serbian Orthodox Church. That is there near downtown. Gotcha. So that's the first Serbian Orthodox Church in the United States and the Western Hemisphere. I don't remember the dates off the top of my head. It was 18 something. So a lot of, I mentioned earlier, just a huge Serbian presence here. A lot of people I know, Serb background. So they actually, which is fun every year. Some people don't like it, but they have what's called Serbian Christmas. So a lot of people, groups hold on to tradition, and from, as they call it here, the old country, even though it's, you know, Serbia, back in the day, Christmas, to announce Christmas, they would actually do fire shotguns, kind of signal everybody, you know, out to these little small villages and stuff, so these sounds could be heard and whatnot. But they have here Serbian Christmas, and put they use blanks, but everybody knows ahead of time and is used to it. But the police come out downtown and like that, but they allow them to fire their blanks with shotguns in memory of the day that Serbian Christmas Day is not the same as a lot of you know, December 25th is kind of established as Christmas Day, but depending on your exact point of religion, I guess I would say, lack of a better word, that date may change to what they call the actual date and different things. You probably just bumped your keyboard there, Dizzy. I saw that and I was like, what the heck is that? But I thought maybe you've been drinking, hitting the wine too much. I don't think it works that way, Huma. I think if you're celebrating the one, you're celebrating the one. But I know someone who's involved with the church, St. Sava. I actually work with the gentleman. I don't work closely with him, but I'm tempted to ask him sometime, hey, is it possible to get a tour? You know, like stuff like that, but who knows? Ohio, that's awesome. That is really awesome. Yeah, I was in, where was I at? Where was I? I'm trying to think where I was and whose grave we saw. But I remember walking forever and ever to go to this. Then I saw it. I'll have to dig through pictures and stuff somewhere, but it was maybe 10, 15 years ago. But there was, but it was cool. I was like, all right, this is pretty darn neat to see the gravesite. Like when I was in Becca years ago, it was called Leningrad at the time, which is now back to St. Petersburg in the Soviet Union and Russia. But I think it's St. Peter's Silica. I can't remember the exact name of it, but had the site of Peter the Great. If you go back into some history, you know, not everybody knows a lot of Russian history and old world history, but that was really interesting. I'll remember eventually whose gravesite it was. I remember we went and saw. I don't recall off the top of my head. Hello. I'm trying to remember where I even was. Yeah, it's in January, I'm pretty sure. And I know the date varies. I don't know if it's the date that varies, but no, they literally will. I think they designate the time here, noon to 2 or 1 to 3 or something like that in the afternoon, where they allow them with their blanks to fire the shots. And they do that at the end of town near the National Hotel where I showed you guys earlier, and there's one other spot they do it as well near one of the little diners up in the parking lot. But there's a lot of public service things goes out ahead of time, just reminding people of Serbian Christmas, to know that it's not people aren't just shooting to shoot. Well, hello. Hello, doggy. They do, actually. Not as many as they used to, that's for sure. But you probably get a little bit more up here than you do in other places, just because of the fact of there's not a lot of other things to do. So there's not like malls you can go to, there's not these other places. So you're either outside or you're inside. No in between. There's a drag to parties for children. I've definitely nice part, so hopefully that fixed it for you guys. Woody, thank you very much. Appreciate you being here. Am I still frozen for you guys? Hopefully it's unfrozen for you. It's back good. So it's just saying Amador County since 1854. This marker and time capsule were erected by the Amador County Board of Supervisors. I'm not gonna go through all the names. The time capsule is to be opened during its bicentennial year of 2054. Contains historical documents and objects collected between 1979 and 1980 by the people of Amador County. Dedicated June 14th, 1980. June 14th would be Flag Day, if I recall. Back to the library. The creek. I mentioned the creek goes underneath the building. But that would be 2054. That'd be kind of cool to be there to see when they open up that time capsule. Tacos. Oh, tacos smell so good. I am a fan of the taco. We get up here to the sidewalk instead of walking to the middle of the parking lot. So there may be some road noise. I apologize for that. It does. So it kind of goes underneath this parking lot, and I don't think it goes underneath the buildings. It might. But the creek definitely goes under the parking lot. Actually, a little tidbit of information. So here, right where I'm standing a few years ago, you see this sign over here. But we had 8 inches of rain in about 2 hours from some storms that just sat on top of us. And this was everything here was underwater. Everything. Where I'm standing. But that's the water was almost up to the equivalent of where this yellow is on there. That's how much water was here. They just came off the hills and just stopped right here till it ran. Yeah. Hardware store. But it was crazy. There was so much water. It just took, drains weren't clogged or anything like that, but there was just so much water. And back here by the junior high school, which is up there, that whole hillside just kind of turned into like Niagara Falls, just a torrential river coming down there. This whole parking lot, businesses. Let me put my battery back up on real quick. Hang on 1 second. I just saw that the power is getting low. Well, I'm prepared. So bear with me just a second. Hook that up. I'm gonna put the tripod down for 1 moment. Second, let me fix this. Oops. I apologize for that. So what's happening is the cord, let me try to get enough slack in it. The cord is causing the weight to be not distributed properly. So I'm kind of holding it for a second. Let me figure this out real quick. Let me put a bubble in it. Alright, so sorry for that little glitch. I just took it off the gimbal. I think I actually hit the stop button. But I took it off the gimbal because the power cord throws it off balance. I'll have to figure that out. Another little quirk. Make mental notes of all the little things so I know what to fix, how to figure out. So I know it looks like it did drop you guys. Give a chance for you guys to come back, hopefully. So hopefully you guys are coming back now. Apologize when I put the power cord on and threw the balance off on the gimbal, caused it to go haywire, and so I took it off the gimbal, and while taking it off the gimbal I accidentally hit the button to stop the stream, so my apologies. So another little thing to learn how to get around. Food stream. Don't want to sit there and watch me eat. Gotta be a little conscientious about that. But they do homemade raviolis here. Vinciguerra Ravioli Company. Make outstanding raviolis. So like I said, it's off the gimbal right now, so you're gonna have a little bit of bounce, but that's because of the power cord. So my apologies. They are delicious. So they have a very, very, very good butternut squash ravioli. No, how I should, because today I've walked quite a few. I mean, it may not seem like it to you guys, but I've already walked a couple miles. I know that. Although my phone should show me that. Fitbit or an Apple Watch or anything like that. Yeah, it's in town up here, 519. California is just very expensive for gas, period. It's the most expensive in the country. San Francisco Bay Area is insane. Chevron's typically a little more expensive station anyways, but it's $4.69 is the cheapest I know of around here, a gallon. Not cheap. So I was walking back to where I started back over at the truck. I could see that. It says OMG a favorite. Let me scroll back up. Hold on a second. Ohio, it's challenging. It is so expensive to live here. It's not even funny. Let me go back and chat here. What's a favorite? Raviolis, Sue? I'm trying to go back and look and see. Rather than just look at a parking lot, you can look at my ugly mug. When you go up to the crest of the Sierras, gas is about $1 higher here than here. When I was up there coming back from the Tahoe stream, it was 6 something. Oh yeah, butternut squash raviolis are just delicious. I love them. So the big dozer, that's Cal Fire dozer. So I'm not sure if I've not heard of any fires. I could actually look on my work phone. I have alerts, but they might just be moving around and doing different things. They've been doing a lot of it since the weather's actually been pretty cooperative. We've been having a lot of control burns lately. Yep, no fires around. A lot of control burns, so that might be part of the control burns. Moving that big dozer. Yeah, 6. Well, you're also, that's one gas station that is nowhere near anything. I mean, so just to haul the gas to that location, I mean, I could see it. It's better than not having any gas. Yeah, they're coming down. I don't think it's as fast as they look, but probably going 30 miles an hour, 35. Yeah, when I was on my trip where I drove California to, let's see, so I went the southern route first, so I went over to Tehachapi's, out Highway 40 to go into Georgia to near Atlanta. Cheapest I saw it was for like $3.39, $3.29, which was still pretty damn expensive compared to years past. And then the coming back, you know, because I went through Birmingham where John Michael is. Actually, coincidentally, I was driving through right when he was on stream. And then Georgia, then went up, stayed with my family in Missouri, came back around the northern route up Highway 80. But like I said, that was the cheapest I saw the whole time. It was like $3.39. But in years past, you know, $1.50. You know, but as everybody knows, gas is a lot higher than it nowadays than it has been for a long time. Is that where you're at on YouTube, Houston? Gotcha. Yeah, one of my good buddies, Dive Buddy, he is from Houston. He was with me on my trip when I was down in Roatan, Honduras. Hello, Desi. So right now I'm just kind of sitting here, just relaxing a minute to hydrate, do a few things. But it's nice where he's at in Houston, you know, with the airport. So he can get a direct flight right down to Roatan, where I can't. Huma, the comedian. Sorry, there's a truck driving by with a cattle trailer. It was. So even when I went up the big hill, that was one thing I noticed too. Was like I wasn't like I was. I'm a week out from that point, so I was farther from my bout with COVID or being so sick, and so it was. I definitely noticed that I didn't get as winded as much. I could still feel it a little bit, but not like I did. I'm not, normally I could kind of run all around and not have any issues. Yeah, but Mikey, I'm not getting the politics of it, but a lot of us probably already know why that is. Sorry, my nose is itching here. I got something. Apologize. It's just getting ridiculous. It's such a beautiful day. So tomorrow it is supposed to actually start getting nasty here. We're talking I won't have snow at my elevation, but they're gonna have snow at the 6,000 foot elevation on, I don't know if it's Sunday night into Monday or Monday into whatever. No, but that's part of it also, Huma, is the refineries. I mean, so many refineries have been shut down. They get shut down. And that's part of the problem. So whether people want to admit, whether not admit, but it is a political, it's all political. Everything is political anymore. Oh, genuine mischief. Hey, thank you. Hey, so I was in that little stream last night for True Paradox, and it kind of froze and never came back. So I was in there. Yeah, Mikey, I think you're right. Yeah, it was very short, and whoever was walking around their cell phone, but it froze and it never came back for me ever. So it's all right. No worries. Smarticus told me about that stream, and so I figured I'd pop in and just give a little support. Always try to support anybody anywhere I can, especially if I'm not doing anything. No worries. No worries, Joe. So, let me turn the camera back around. So this is kind of where, just recapping. So we're in the town of Jackson, California, established in 1848. And the gold discovery. Then, of course, well, maybe not everybody, but many people have heard of the gold rush of 1849. The big influx of people to the California, and really everybody thinks of a lot of it as the mother lode and stuff like that, but it was also Southern California out in the deserts, all over. I'm glad you're here too, man. It's good to see you guys, and I appreciate all the support. Anybody popping in, even for a minute or 10 minutes or the duration, it's very appreciated. But we walked down the main street here. Well, we started off at a Vista Point, walked down Main Street here, which is right around that fire station. Went down, came back, went up a little road here. Right up there is where the Amador County Museum was that I was at, where we had the monitor, had the stamp mills, had the bell, which we don't know what that was for. Then walked back around to the cemetery, the old cemetery, the Pioneer Cemetery. Went up to the St. Sava church, which is a Serbian Orthodox church. It's the first one in the United States, and also was the first one in the Northern Hemisphere in the 1800s. It's a very beautiful building. I know, looking at some other stuff, and I saw a sign about it earlier, I've heard about the frescoes inside, but I guess it's pretty crazy in there. Just gorgeous. I don't know if it's possible to go in there or not. I'm going to ask my friend Dan, coworker, because he is in the clergy of the church, and see if it's possible to get a tour sometime. I think that'd be really cool to see those. Whether I can stream it or just video it and show it on a stream or put it on Discord. And those of you in here too, and join my Discord. I don't know if there's any mods still in here, but exclamation Discord to get you a link to the Discord. I try to post some different things in there because a lot of the stuff I'm limited by where I can stream just because of service. So I already have one failed stream from a few weeks ago. I've got to get the video together, and I'm going to stream that video. Sorry, my buddy texted me. He goes, "Hey, my wife just said she saw you walking around town filming." Yeah, I'm not sure about the streaming part of it. That's the thing, and I want to be respectful. And if they don't want to, even if they don't want to let me even take photographs, I'd still like to go in there and look, just to see if the opportunity is available. You know, because I want to respect. I mean, it is a house of worship, and you have to respect things for people. So. Yeah, my buddy Ryan's texting me I have my work phone with me. He's a guy I work with. He's just giving me, he says, "Hey, the cops are coming down to talk to that suspicious guy filming around town." I'm like, yeah. But he's one of the biggest trolls I work with. But it's a really cool, I mean, especially on Main Street, it's just old. I mean, everything's old. So, I don't know, right here it's kind of boring, but that's what he basically said. He says his wife saw me walking in town. He goes, "My wife just showed me a picture of a suspicious person in the area of Jackson walking around filming buildings and people." I'm like, "Oh my God, I know that guy." He goes, "Jackson Police Department is en route to make contact with the suspicious subject. Have the cops come to talk to you yet?" So that's the kind of guy he is. He's one of those, he's always yanking your chain kind of thing. So I'm sure he drove by, actually, probably and saw me. I mean, his wife might have. She knows who I am. He went to school with my brother, high school. Yeah, there is a donut shop back around that way, right next to it. They actually opened up it's axe throwing places, and it's right next to that. Oh, he's a riot in Ohio. He's one of those guys that no matter what, you're laughing. Even which he's really helpful in storms and stuff when we're all working, long, crazy hours. He's that guy you want. He just comes in and everybody lights up and just changes attitude, because you're getting your butt kicked for weeks and days on end, and you're working 16-hour days, and he just comes in and everybody's laughing, has a smile on their face before it's all done. Yeah, I've heard about it and I've seen some places, and like I said, they just opened up this place. They sell pizzas and different things, and have this little room that's kind of locked off, not locked off, but cordoned off. I went in there just to try the food, to check it out, see what it looked like. The food was actually really, really good. The party that was in there throwing axes, I mean, they were a little rowdy, use a little profanity and stuff like that, which, I mean, I don't care if people swear. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm a saint because I'll do swear, but there's times and places. know, when you smash your finger, that's one thing. You know, drop a bad word, but did they do like weddings and parties, Huma, or what? I'm sure it's for events and stuff. Yeah, that's cool. Well, this place served alcohol too, but they have everything, so just beer. But they have it where you go in there, this other room, and you close the doors, and you have these different, there's 2 lanes or 3 lanes or whatever it was for these things, and it's kind of segregated, so it's not like somebody can just whatever, but I was kind of watching it. It does look kind of, I mean, it looked fun, but also looked like it'd be fairly safe. It was pretty, the way they have it, it'd be really hard to do something stupid. And they had an observer in there. Even though you say that, everybody can do something stupid. Couple on a first date. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, mobile everything, just like the food trucks. I mean, whether it's food trucks, whether it's, you know, whatever, it's really, you eliminate all that. But then again, it also puts a little unfair advantage in some aspects to those that are, you know, have a true brick and mortar. You know, so I know that's kind of, I'm sure there'll be more regulations down the road. Not that I'm in favor of regulations, because I am not. But, you know, I'd have a problem if a taco truck went and sat in front of a Mexican restaurant. I would have an issue with that, personally. Yeah, being tipsy would make it a little more challenging. We have, I have some axes at my brother has some axes, I should say. We've done some once at his place with big rounds of wood, but it's up in the woods, so there's nobody around, and I don't drink when I do it. Yeah, that is true. So you got, you know, drain your tanks and different things, and bring things in, and your deliveries and what you can have on hand. A lot more challenges. I can see that. And feel free to join the Discord, guys. I have a lot of stuff planned down the road here. Try to get into some more active, regular schedules. Although it's, with this type of streaming, it's a little more challenging. It's not like I can just go pop in front of a keyboard, let things warm up, and warm up my hands and start playing piano. But I do have a lot of ideas and stuff for the channel, and to have some interesting streams. Try to do a lot of stuff with this next, or